everyone, welcome back. Christian Shreve, I'm the author of Money Boxing. Today we're taking another step forward into not just the pound for pound rating system, but Floyd Mayweather on his 6-fight journey toward immortality, the potentiality of him facing the number 6 on the list, Adrien Broner. Now, Adrien is his protege. So let's pretend, you and I, that we are flies on the wall, or that you're sitting and I'm sitting together with Ellerby and Broner's Brain Trust and Team Mayweather, and we're constructing the backstory angle to the fight. Because we have to do that. We have to do that. You know, the fans don't understand this has to occur because a decision has to be made. Is this going to be an important fight? Is this going to be an elite fight? Is it going to be a Mayweather premier event? Or is it going to be a Mayweather super fight spectacular? If it's going to be a spectacular, then we have to come up with a backstory. Now, what will not sell? Well, you look at the angles that the two have walked together and you say, okay, you don't have an obvious social good guy and bad guy. You have both guys sort of what tendency would you call it? The teenage arrogant street kid turned brilliant millionaire. You know, that's the type of thing you've had with both, and you could have these two guys argue. No, you that's not going to do anything. People above the 18 to 24 age demographic are not going to tune in really that much to see. They're not going to pay $55 to see what they could observe if they went to any high school parking lot when school lets out. So, plus, Mayweather has damaged that angle anyway, because in the last couple of years, in regards to the filming around his fightings, he sounds like a man now. And so that's not going to work. So what's going to work? Well, if you're going to cross over from that age 14 to 35 demographic, you know, past that mixed martial arts thing into the older people who still watch boxing more than they do MMA, we need to find something that's going to sell. We need an obvious heel. If we can't get an obvious heel, excuse me, when you're marketing, good and evil really works. And so if you're promoting a fight, you want somebody to be an obvious heel. They have a union, so you have to play the betrayal. Of course. You play the betrayal. So one of them betrays the other. No, that's not good enough. Young versus old isn't good enough. That's inherent. You could have a breakup within the family. The Mayweathers do that. And in fact, Floyd and Mr. Jackson, who plays 4-bit, 50 Cent, they came up with that and got some decent play with it a year and a half ago over promoting fighters. You could have another breakup with the father, or you could have Roger be offended and join the camp of the enemy with Broner to do, you know, I mean, when you see these, I hope you guys know they're all made up. 90% of them. There's not a lot of difference between this and politics and professional wrestling. I mean, it's all show business. And so they're going to test that back angle. And since you guys want to know what's going on behind the scenes, that's what's going to happen. They have to come up with a backstory, or they leave money on the table. In this case, millions and millions of dollars. So you're probably going to see something like that. Now, when we get to what I consider far more interesting, what's going to happen? Can this fight happen? Yes, if Broner succeeds in ousting Paulie Malignaggi on June 22nd, you could see him in line for that. Can he carry a super fight on his own? Can he get those extra buys that maybe Guerrero was or Victor Ortiz weren't quite capable of yet? Yeah. This kid is a phenomenon. But he's gone from an ambush predator. You know, when people watched him unleash his offensive, they're saying this guy's not Mayweather. He's Jean Pascal. You know, he's highly athletic, thick, fast twitch muscle. He'll come in and he'll overwhelm people with his athletic gifts. Okay, but now he's patient. He'll walk a guy down. He'll come in with the only decent imitation I've seen, really, of Floyd's cross-arm defense. He'll wait. He'll let a guy flurry on him a little bit. It's ineffective. He'll pace it, and with shots that come out like he's not even utilizing much of his body weight at all, he really damages guys, and his timing is great. The 23-year-old Cincinnati native, he could end up being what he appears to be, the heir apparent to the pound-for-pound throne. But before we go there, we have to say there's a rush job going on. I mean, you get a guy who's never fought anyone in the top 15, 20, 30 pound for pound, and he's moved to number 6. I wonder if somebody's exerting pressure on Chuck Giampa. Maybe I'll drop him a line and check in with him on that, because he doesn't deserve to be there. He hasn't done the work. He looks fantastic against people who are lined up for him to look fantastic against. And the only one who's challenged him is Daniel Ponce de Leon, and now he deals with pressure fighters and he eats them. But what's going to happen when he faces someone like Mayweather? Here's what's going to happen. Broner has the skills. He does. To challenge Mayweather, actually to challenge anyone. But both of these people are counter fighters. So we need somebody to lead, and we need somebody to lead effectively. There's going to be a lot of thought into their motions. It's going to be a chess match. It'll probably harken back to the adjustments made between fighters like Benitez and Leonard in 1979, something like that, where it's point, counterpoint the whole way. The difference is that under that bright light of superstardom, all flaws are shown. Like putting a laser on a diamond, you can see each facet. The prism effect becomes very transparent. And it's not that Broner can't handle it, although we haven't seen that again. It's not that he can't get hurt and come back, although we've yet to see him tested under adversity and rebound successfully. Can't take anything away from the man, but we've yet to see him, as Ali would say, in a good scuffle, winded and come back. We haven't seen that yet. We need to know what he can do under fire, and against Mayweather we're going to find out. But unless he's flawless at all of it at the same time, he's going to be out-experienced. You know, any fighter, any athlete, any person playing any sort of game can be fooled by something to which they've never been exposed to. It's a matter of experience. You know, you take a rookie coming into, say, the NBA, he can do everything tactically that someone with 5 or 6 years of experience can do. He just hasn't the experience in doing it all together. You know, we've talked about this before. What's the difference between advanced, intermediate, and basic? Basic is learning the moves. Intermediate is learning how to put them together. Advanced is learning how to put those together in fancy combinations. As the great Texas trainer says, Kenny Weldon says, there is no magic. There's just fundamentals and how well you put them together. So, yes, Broner can do it, but to do everything flawlessly at the highest level against somebody who's been doing it almost flawlessly at the highest level for so long, I don't know that he has the experience to carry it out. And truly, when Floyd is on his game, which is most all of the time, he makes anything less than perfect look ordinary. I think he out-experiences the young adept, and I think Broner could be better for this, but I anticipate a close but unanimous decision win for Floyd Mayweather Jr. Your thoughts, comments below. Christian Shreve, bestboxingbets.com. I'm Christian Shreve, and I'm here to tell you about why I think you should own my new book, Money Boxing, which is on sale now. Money Boxing has something for everyone, whether or not you know anything about boxing. You're about to receive a backstage pass into a world of glamour, corruption, and intrigue. And you're going to learn about the system, which is the only thing the casinos have had to fear in a long time. You can own Money Boxing by clicking on the link below now. I think you'll like it.